Hello everyone, Brad Mix1981 here. Just doing a quick video, update of my ant colonies. Pretty much can say with relative certain that my Pogo Myrmix Barbados Queen is in fact deceased. I simply have not seen any fresh brood, and if you look at the video, I don't see really any brood. I see a lot of newly formed adults. I think there's a name for them, but I can't remember. The lightly colored ones. That could be the queen's carcass down there. It's hard to tell. But yeah, I don't know. Carcass could be in that pile or that pile back there. I don't know. Colony was doing really well. I would say that started to notice a bit of a decrease in brood. If you watch my videos, I want to say for like the last couple months, they slowly been, ramping down. They've always had access to water, although the nest mates would run dry, and these ants, in particular, replacing the nest mates was difficult. But I always had that, or a liquid feeding water tower with fresh water in the outworld at all times. So they always had fresh water up until now. That finally went dry. They've had access to the biformica nectar, which is basically carbohydrate, another source of sugar, water, carbohydrates. They've had fresh seed and occasional killed or fresh insect protein source. So yeah, haven't had the place cleaned or no chemicals, no nothing. It just is what it is. It happens. Anyone that's in the ant keeping hobby can tell you that this can happen. You can have a thriving colony of several years, huge colony, and all of a sudden something happens to the queen. And then you have colonies that go on for, man, I don't know. I'd have to ask Mac, but I think some individuals claim that their colonies are over 10 years old. I'd have to verify that though, but but yeah. It's sad, but of course I wanted this colony to get bigger, and I was more than willing to add more to their home for them to expand. But they were a slightly difficult colony. They, as you can see, for a pogo species, they can climb very well. And so, out of all my pogos, I don't know. I can't really pick a favorite. I mean, honestly, my Barbados was kind of my favorite because they're the largest by far. But color, my favorite is the Rugussus and my Maricopa. But easiest is definitely my Pogomyrmex occidentalis, because they can't climb at all. And the queen, as you can tell, she's doing well. Yeah. I need to check up on this colony, but it's really strange. Like I mentioned this before, this Pogomyrmex Maricopa, they just don't send a lot of workers in the outworld. watch some of my previous videos, and I talk further about it. But something Mac and I discussed last month, how when he was gathering ants or others were gathering for him, they actually discussed the Pogomyrmex maricopa in particular, because whenever they came across one of their colonies, and they could be very large colonies, maybe not as large as some others, but very large, but they hardly ever saw any workers outside. Maybe that's why they have the most potent sting in the insect kingdom. Maybe potent's the wrong word. Most painful, or something. I don't know, but maybe because they don't send as many workers out, so they need it. I don't know, but go over here. My Rugussus, my Pogomyrmex Rugussus. Yes, as you can see, they're doing really well. There's the queen right there. They're probably going to outgrow this Formicarium. Maybe not too soon, but soon enough. My Myrmecosis and Mimicus are still awesome. I need to feed them some flightless fruit flies. They are, how should I say this? They're not late to eat, because I have offered them some forms of protein, but not the really good and freshly killed flightless fruit flies, simply because. So I had a really good culture going, and then I was all ready to start another culture. And then when I came back, I'm like, ugh, I had a bunch of die off. I'm like, God dang it. So I had to wait. It was like 3 or 5 days for that culture to have another bloom or another explosion, or whatever you want to call it. Basically what happens is with these flightless fruit flies is that you put them in these cultures, they breed, then they die, and then their eggs hatch, and then just but every time they're doing this, they're multiplying by quite a bit. So you get like a little bit of a bloom, your first egg hatching, and all of a sudden the second's like wham, like they're just covering the top of the. It's almost too much. Like I don't have that many ants to feed, so. But anyway, so I had to wait. So tomorrow night I should be able to give them a decent sized meal. Them and my newest honey pots, the Myrmecosis Pasatops. They seem to be doing really, really well. If you can see in there, I know the lighting's poor, but the reason why I haven't done an update video, I was waiting for these workers to come out of their cocoons or whatever, their silk sacs. Because once they do that, oh yes, the queen, you're getting moved into your home. That's what I've been waiting for. I just didn't want to upset the queen in this stage where, because when I got her, it was her, maybe not her first set of workers, but and there's a name for them, I'm just forgetting it at the moment, but it could have been the first, or I believe maybe the second generation of workers, but I actually think they were the first. So I was like, yeah, if I move her, how much am I going to set her, blah, blah, blah. She seems to be doing fine, yada, yada. So, all right, let's wait till this brood hatches out, and then she's got a robust workforce, then I'll move her. So that's my plan. Let's see. I also feed my Pogomyrmex maricopa, because I discussed this before, but I've heard people say that unlike let's say the Pogomyrmex barbatus, which I would say their diet, since I've been keeping them, is 80 to 90% seed and the rest freshly killed insect. Occidentalis, probably, like if they were 80% Occidentalis, would be 90%. Rugussus would be something like about 80% as well, but I have a feeling they would take protein a little more aggressively than my Occidentalis. More, no, I don't know. It's tough. Maybe the same as my Pusatops. So let's say 90% seed, 10% freshly killed insect. do 80% and 20%, and then 80%, 20%. But I'll say with these girls, they're closer to maybe as much as the 60 to 70% tile. Don't be wrong, they take down seeds, they have seeds in their nest, I can tell they're eating them. But man, as soon as I put the freshly killed flightless fruit flies in their outworld, they are on it. I mean, I can mess around with stuff up here, and yeah, eventually a worker will come out and go, "Hey, what's going on? You got some fresh air in here. What's going on?" But if I put anything like freshly killed, they are on it. So, do I believe they're 50-50 like some people have suggested? No. But 60-40 or 70-30, quite possibly. I don't know, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think. A lot of people don't really keep the Pogo Mimics Maricopa, so, but if you have, let me know your experience. I'm curious. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm not sure what I'm doing next. Probably looking at Myrmecosis Navajo or Myrmecosis mexicanus. I know Mac has gotten some really nice colonies of them. The problem is once those colonies start creating the is it the elates? No, elates is when they have wings. Forgive me, it is like 2 a.m. I'm exhausted. It's the ones where we're actually that keep the the nectar. I'm just forgetting the name, but anyway, the problem is when a colony gets a certain size and they have a bunch of those, it becomes difficult to ship because Mac really can't ship any of those that have a ton of nectar because as in the shipping process they're going to burst and cause issues. So now when he did send my Mimicus, some of them were a little plumper, the workers in the rear. So, but they weren't full grown. God, what are they called? Repletes. Thank you. So, the repletes. I just remembered. So they were basically kind of like sub repletes where they could still move around and stuff, but they definitely kept more nectar in their rear. I don't think that's their abdomen, is it? Their rear could be. Anyway, enough of my mumbling. This video's already been longer than 10 minutes, but I figured I'd do a quick update video for everyone. People do get curious. I'm not sure what to do next. Please leave a suggestion what you guys would like me to make a video of. In the past, I've had people talk about the heat cables and the different things I use to keep the temps where they're at. I've had people make a lot of suggestions, and sometimes I can accommodate. So, all right, again, Brad 1981. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Just be respectful, and take care, everyone.